Thank you very much for the invitation, dear Mark. I'm very glad to be here in the Institute for Cultural Diplomacy. Well, my whole life, almost my whole life, I've been working in the diplomacy, and it's a huge honor to be here and share a little bit about my country. I don't know how much do you know and have heard about El Salvador, but let me give you an overview. I think you are going to see also a presentation. You have it? Okay. So, distinguished guests, to speak about El Salvador is to speak about a country small in size, yet immense in potential. Located in the heart of Central America, El Salvador borders Honduras to the north and east, Guatemala to the west, and the Pacific Ocean to the south. This strategic position makes its true bridge between North and South America, a natural hub for trade, investment, and cultural exchange. With a diverse population of approximately 6.3 million people and a labor force of nearly 3 million, 54% of whom are under the age 40, very young population. The country benefits from a young, dynamic, and highly adaptable human capital. Its capital city, San Salvador, is not only the political center, but also the cultural and economic engine driving national development. Geographically, El Salvador stands out for its contrast. Its 321 kilometers of Pacific coastlines are home to world-renowned surf beaches, while its mountains and volcanoes create a landscape unlike any other in the region. Volcanic activity, which has shaped the country over time, not only defines its natural identity, but also creates extraordinary opportunities for tourism and sustainable investment. Together, its geographic diversity, strategic location, and the warmth of the people give El Salvador clear competitive advantages. It is a country where tradition and modernity coexists, and where hospitality becomes one of its greatest assets, particularly in service-oriented and internationally focused sectors. In the past, however, all this potential was not visible to the world due to the violence that affected the country for many years, being known for the dangerous country of the world, limiting its growth, its international image, and the peace of mind of the people. External perceptions were shaped by security challenges that impact investment, tourism, and above all, the daily lives of thousands of Salvadorians. In recent years, El Salvador has undergone a profound transformation in its security environment. Through comprehensive new strategies focused on institutional strengthening, restoring territorial control, and modernizing law enforcement capabilities, the country has moved toward a more stable and predictable scenario. Under the leadership of President Nayib Bukele, these strategies have gone beyond enforcement alone, incorporating institutional coordination, the use of technology, preventive measures, and the recovery of public spaces for communities. As a result, many areas that once faced high level of risk now show renewed in commercial activity, increased mobility, and restored sense of public confidence. This transformation has had a direct impact on the country's international projection. Improved security indicators have strengthened El Salvador's image as an emerging destination for its investment, tourism, and service development. Beyond numbers, what has truly changed in the climate of confidence is the confidence to invest, to visit, and to build long-term projects. Placing human beings at the center of social policy has been the fundamental principle in our nation's transformation. By prioritizing the safety, rights, and dignity of every Salvadorian, we have been able to restore freedom of movement across the entire territory of El Salvador. Citizens who once lived in fear, leaving their neighborhoods, can now travel throughout the country with confidence, something that was unthinkable a few years ago. According to official data, El Salvador has achieved historically low levels of violent crime, with an unprecedented reduction in homicides, positioning the country as one of the safest of the Western Hemisphere. Unthinkable. This is a miracle. These gains in public security are a testimony of the effectiveness of putting people first in policy design. Through coordinated efforts across institutions, strengthening public safety mechanisms, and focus on protecting communities, we have managed to shift from a context marked by pervasive violence to one in which Salvadorians feel secure in their daily lives, able to work, study, and enjoy public spaces without fear. This profound shift has not only improved quality of life at home, but also significantly enhanced our international image, earning recognition from leaders and governments in the region who are interested in learning from our model. In the realm of healthcare, our commitment to bringing services closer to people has driven innovative solutions that expand access for all Salvadorans. Through technologies such as a Dr. SV app, we have leveraged digital tools to ensure that medical consultations, diagnostic, and health information are accessible even in the most remote areas. This integrated approach to health services has helped us deliver care more efficiently and equitably, making public healthcare systems competitive with private alternatives and ensuring that no Salvadorian is left behind. Education has also been placed at the forefront of our national agenda, recognizing it as a foundation of our more prosperous future. The government has undertaken a comprehensive renewal of public schools across the country, 2 schools per day, providing students with modern classrooms, updated facilities, and technological tools such as computers, 1.2 million computers for all public schools and students. In addition, every student now receives uniforms and school supplies, ensuring equitable access to learning. By investing in education, we are preparing now the new generations of Salvadorians with the knowledge, skills, and confidence to thrive in the modern world. We have also transformed urban and cultural spaces to reflect the dignity and pride of our people. Investments in world-class public infrastructure, such as the Bainaes, maybe you have heard about it, is the biggest national library, one of the most modern cultural institutions in the region, showcases our commitment to education, culture, inclusive public spaces for all ages. In our historic downtown areas, efforts to recover and to revitalize public spaces have created safe, vibrant environments where families and communities can gather and where local vendors now operate in new, hygienic, orderly municipal markets with improved conditions and opportunities. These tangible improvements have not only earned the trust and approval of our own populations, but have also generated interest and respect from visionary leaders in our neighboring countries. Governments in Guatemala, Costa Rica have collaborated with us, sharing strategies and learning from our experiences. In the same time, countries in South America, such as Ecuador, Argentina, and Chile, have expressed interest in understanding our model for national development, seeing El Salvador as a reference point for innovation, resilience, and human-centered public policy. Today, the country moves forward with a new vision, one in which security is understood as a fundamental pillar of economic and social development, allowing its long-standing potential to finally be seen clearly by the world. El Salvador's fully dollarized economy provides a stable financial environment, reducing exchange rate risk and supporting price stability. This framework enhances investor confidence and facilitates long-term planning, contributing to the country's standing as one of the strongest performing economies in Central America. Recent data from the Central Reserve Bank of El Salvador show continued economic expansion led by investment, a dynamic construction sector, solid services activity, and steady domestic demand. These drivers reflect an economy that is diversifying its sources of growth and strengthening its productive base despite global uncertainties. Ultimately, these results demonstrate that progress is built on more than short-term gains. El Salvador is consolidating a development model where security, institutional strength, and sound economic management work together to attract investment, create jobs, and lay the groundwork for sustainable long-term prosperity. Of course, promoting the tourism sector is of great importance to El Salvador and contributes directly to its economic development and international projection. Today, tourism stands as one of the most dynamic engines of the national economy, driving investment, employment, and regional development. The results are clear. In 2025, El Salvador welcomed 4.2 million international visitors, representing 4% growth compared to 2024. Just imagine that El Salvador has just 6.3 million inhabitants. We receive more than 50% of our population in tourism. For us, it's a milestone. Additionally, the country records one of the longest average stays in the region at 7.7 nights per visitor, evidence of an attractive, diverse offering capable of engaging travelers for a longer period. In this small country, you have everything in a very small everything. You have seas, you have the beaches, you have the volcanoes, you have the ruins, the Maya ruins. So, and you can see all the country in a few hours. So you can go in the morning to the volcano and drink there a coffee, and in the evenings see the sunset, the sun in the beach. So everything, and we have always a good weather guarantee. This performance has received global recognition. According to the UN Tourism, El Salvador ranked as the fastest growing tourism destination in the world between 2019 and 2024, a milestone that reflects not only recovery, but sustained and strategic expansion of the sector. This growth is supported by a portfolio of differentiated experiences: mountains, geodiversity, mangroves, and wildlife, marine ecosystem, coffee traditions in the highlands, and the impressive Ring of Fire with the iconic volcanoes. Added to are the pre-Hispanic cultural tourism, medical tourism, surfing, sun and beach tourism, nature and adventure tourism, and rural tourism. These achievements confirm that El Salvador has not only strengthened its image as an emerging destination, but has become an international benchmark for sustainable tourism growth, demonstrating that security, strategic planning, and the enhancement of its natural and cultural resources are delivering tangible results. Tourism in El Salvador has become a key driver of economic growth and international recognition, showcasing the country as a dynamic, diverse, and safe destination. The nation has leveraged its natural assets and infrastructure to host world-class events that attract visitors and athletes from across the globe. Over the past years, El Salvador has been the proud host of more than 10 International Surfing Association tournees events, cementing its status as a premier destination for surf tourism. These competitions highlight not only the country's exceptional coastline, but also its ability to organize international sporting events at the highest level. The country appeal goes beyond surfing El Salvador has successfully hosted also Miss Universe, international golf tournaments, the World Downhill Skateboarding Championship, and most recent Ironman competition, bringing top athletes from multiple countries. These events have significantly raised the country's global profile, creating opportunities for investment, tourism, and cultural exchange, while demonstrating the nation's capacity to manage complex international competitions. In the realm of entertainment, El Salvador achieved a historic milestone when Shakira performed 5 consecutive sold-out concerts, attracting an audience that include 50% international visitors and generating an estimated economic impact of $110 million. This event exemplifies the country's growing role as a cultural hub in the region, capable of hosting world-class artists and large-scale events that bring tangible economic benefits. These achievements have not gone unnoticed. UN Tourism has recognized El Salvador as a family-friendly destination, reflecting the country's commitment to safety, hospitality, and inclusive experiences for all visitors. By combining natural beauty, modern infrastructure, and secure environment, El Salvador positions itself as a destination where families, athletes, and international travelers can enjoy unforgettable experiences. Together, these milestones in sport, culture, and international events demonstrate that El Salvador is not only a country of extraordinary potential, but also one that is actively realizing that potential. Through strategic planning, investment in infrastructure, and commitment to human-centered policies, the nation has created a model for sustainable tourism, international recognition, and economic growth that is admired both regionally and globally. Regarding investment opportunities, El Salvador offers a compelling value proposition. The country has undertaken significant efforts to modernize public services, improve and expand infrastructure, reduce bureaucracy, streamline procedures, and consolidate an attractive legal framework to promote investment. These measures have reduced processing times in foreign trade operations and improved efficiency in cargo clearance, facilitating the establishment of multinational operations and strengthening national competitiveness. Within this framework of transformation and modernization, it's also important to highlight the country's robust legal and regulatory environment designed to protect and promote investment. El Salvador has strengthened its legal certainty mechanism to ensure that both national and international investors operate under clear, transparent, and stable rules. Investment protection is backed by modern legislation, legal safeguards, and adherence to international agreements that provide confidence and predictability for long-term projects. The country also offers competitive fiscal incentives aimed at encouraging strategic sectors. These include exemptions from taxes on goods and profits under specific investment regimes, as well as benefits related to the importation of machinery, equipment, and raw materials necessary for productive activities. Such incentives are designed to lower operational costs, stimulate capital formation, and accelerate the return of investment. It is precisely because of this transformation that globally recognized companies have placed their trust in El Salvador. International leaders such as Microsoft, Tether, NVIDIA, and Google have chosen to invest in our country, recognizing not only its strategic location, but also its improving business climate, regulatory modernization, and growing digital ecosystem. In particular, the agreement with Google marks a significant step forward the country's digital transformation. These partnership aim to modernize and digitalize government services, streamline public administration, and foster the development of a stronger technological ecosystem. By integrating advanced digital infrastructure and cloud solutions into public institutions, El Salvador is accelerating efficiency, transparency, and accessibility, benefiting both citizens and investors. Connectivity has also become a cornerstone of national development. Through strategic alliances with Starlink, the satellite internet company founded by Elon Musk, which is already operating in the country, El Salvador is expanding high-speed internet access, particularly in rural and underserved areas. This initiative strengthens educational inclusion, supports digital entrepreneurship, and ensures that technological opportunities is not limited by geography. Furthermore, collaboration with XAI represents a groundbreaking milestone. The launch, what is envisioned as the world's first national AI-powered education program. By integrating artificial intelligence tools into public education, El Salvador is preparing its students with future-ready skills, promoting innovation and positioning itself as the forefront of educational modernization. Together, these strategic partnerships signal a powerful message to the international community. El Salvador is not only open for business, it is building a forward-looking, technology-driven economy. By aligning public policy with innovation, connectivity, and digital transformation, the country is laying the foundation for sustainable growth and long-term competitiveness in the global economy. In this context, tourism stands out as one of the sectors with the greatest potentials. The country's current development and positioning create significant opportunities for the growth of corporate and business tourism. This includes investment in convention centers, trade fair facilities, specialized operators, and service providers focused on the MICE segment, planning, booking, and hosting professional events, a niche experiencing sustained growth in an increasingly competitive and secure environment. In this leisure tourism segment, investment opportunities are concentrated in five-star hotels, boutique hotels, wellness and health centers, theme parks, and high-end restaurants. The growing numbers of visitors and longer average stays create favorable conditions for premium hospitality and differentiated experiences. These opportunities are complemented by a broad portfolio of strategic government-led projects aimed at strengthening infrastructure and enhancing the country's appeal. Among them are the Pacific Train for passengers and cargo, Air City, which will be the first airport-free trade zone in Central America, the new Pacific Airport, the modernization and expansion of the port of Acajutla, and the 5 phases of Surf City project, designed to boost tourism and urban development along the coastline. Together, these initiatives create a favorable investment ecosystem, stability, institutional improvement, expanding infrastructure, and a thriving tourism sector. El Salvador positions itself not only as a destination to visit, but as a place to invest and to build long-term opportunities about. We will be pleased to provide further information according to your specific interest in another time. I want to take a moment to share something important. It's not enough to listen to my words or anyone else. The best way to truly understand the transformation El Salvador is undergoing is to experience it for yourself, seeing and feeling the changes with your own eyes. It's like you inviting to try chocolate and never have it in your own mouth. You have to try it by your own. I just can only describe how it tastes, but you have to try it by your own. So, with this in mind, I am pleased to announce that this embassy will be organizing a business trip during this second half of the year, maybe second half of the year, to El Salvador. And if any of you are interested to see it by your own and learn more about El Salvador, just contact us and we will be glad to include you in this trip. It will be a unique opportunity to witness firsthand the country's economic dynamism, investment opportunities, and rich culture. Later on, we will be happy to exchange contacts to keep you informed and ensure no one misses out on this transformative experience. Ladies and gentlemen, El Salvador is writing a new chapter in its history, a country that has transformed challenges into opportunities, strengthened its security-driven economic growth and macroeconomic discipline, and now projects to the world a renewed image of stability and confidence. We are a strategically located nation with a young and dynamic population, with an unparalleled natural wealth and a vibrant culture, and that sets us apart. We have demonstrated that with vision and determination, it is possible to create an environment conducive to tourism, investment, and sustainable development. Today, more than ever, El Salvador is not only opening its door to the world, it's opening opportunities to invest, to innovate, to grow, and to build lasting partnerships. The time is now. El Salvador is ready to continue moving forward, and we invite you to be part of this new story of transformation, growth, and shared prosperity. Thank you very much.
Congratulations that the country has significantly been able to improve its image in recent years, because I think as recently as 2022, there was a very not so flattering image of El Salvador circulating globally. Now, my question is, of course, in the context of tourism that you so eloquently spoke about, do you think, apart from all the improvement in terms of data that you presented to us, that there also needs to be some kind of promotional outreach, some kind of an information campaign, including but not limited to the use of maybe social media influencers or other kinds of digital marketing campaigns through which El Salvador needs to plant, and I use that word very consciously, plant a more positive image of itself and to kind of undo the decades of maybe a negative image that people carried of El Salvador. Thank you once again.
No, thank you very much for your questions. And it's a very important issue, because this is the main problem I have here in Germany. I have to confess, because I'm struggling daily with the bad news. I don't know, somebody told me bad news sell better than good news. So they always publish the bad news and not the good ones. So our president, if you have followed him by X, you will see that he almost had more than 8 million followers just in X. And he's always trying to show this new face of El Salvador in the social media, also in Instagram, also in TikTok, also in YouTube and Facebook. He's present in all the social media platforms. And a lot of influencers has also visited El Salvador to show this new face, and also to interview the own population of El Salvador to show that that's not a lie, that's not propaganda, it's the reality that we are living in El Salvador. So if you go to El Salvador, I always invite people, the members of the parliament, I always invite the business people, the enterprises, go and see it by your own, like the example with the chocolate. I can describe many things and they will say, okay, she's the ambassador, she's going to tell always only good things about El Salvador. But I could tell you a lot of histories that we lived when El Salvador was the most dangerous country in the world, with very, very sad histories. But as my function as ambassador, they will say, okay, she has to tell us this, but if you go by your own and you talk to the taxi driver, or if you go to the supermarket and you speak to the cashier, or with the vendors on the street, and you ask, how does it feel to have liberty, to walk through the country without security, or being extorted, or being robbed, or being killed? It's incredible. It should be normal, like here in Germany or in other European countries. But in our case, it wasn't normal. You couldn't go from one block to another without a permission of these criminal gangs, terrorist gangs. It was not normal. And now kids can cross the road without having fear of being kidnapped or killed, or recruit from these gang members. So I always say, go and see it by your own. Otherwise, you are not going to believe me. And this transformation, you have to live it. And that's why I say always, it's not fair that you tell to me, that you say to me, I am a specialist of El Salvador if you have never been in El Salvador and never lived in El Salvador. So I invite you all, discover El Salvador, go by your own. You don't have to be afraid. You don't even need a visa. You can go there and see it. Talk with our young population. Go to the beaches. You are going to find a lot of tourism, a lot of foreign people, and you will see how friendly the people are in El Salvador. I just returned a few days ago from my vacation, from my holidays, and I was taking a very special trip with my husband, this time in the Patagonia, the land of fire, and the end of the world, and I met in a parking space in the highway a biker, and I noticed he had German plates, and I saw him. My husband saw him and asked him, "Where are you from?" And he says, "I'm from Germany." And, "What are you doing here in the Patagonia?" And he says, "I took my bike, and I made a trip from Alaska through whole Latin America road to the Patagonia." And my husband asked, have you gone through El Salvador? And he says, "Yes, sure, I was there. A very nice country, small country, nice people, the kindest people I have ever met in all my whole trip." And for this moment, I was in the car. My husband is German. He was talking to him. And he went to the car and knocked at the window and says, "Florencia, you have to hear it. You have to hear this. There is a German biker. He went through El Salvador. He drove through El Salvador, and you have to hear what he's telling about El Salvador." And I was really curious. And he says, when I was there, it was dark and late, and I asked for permission to the owners of a restaurant in the rural areas if I can stay there and put my myself to sleep there. And the man said, "Yes, you can use the parking space, and you can put there your things, and you can stay here for over the night." And he says he were doing everything, and then the wife of the owner came out and said, no, please don't. And he was so upset, and he says, "Oh, have I done something wrong, or why?" And he says, "No, I put all the furniture of our restaurants away so that you can stay inside of our restaurant and spend the night with us, because a big storm is coming." And he was so touched from this hospitality of our people. And he says, "They didn't even know me. They trust me. And they give me not only the place to stay, they offer me also to eat, to drink." And it was a very nice experience. And I don't even speak Spanish. So we communicate with hands and signs and a little bit English but it was a very nice experience. So I was very glad to hear about it in the Patagonia and from a German citizen that was traveling across the whole Latin American continent, and this is the invitation that I make to you. Don't believe always everything that you read in the media. Go and see it by yourself. So I hope I answered your question.
I think that he meant that you should hire influencers.
More influencers. You are invited. You can go there. They go by their own.
I learned something because I'm coming from Spain, and I know that some of the influencers that we had in Spain, that we had in Spain, they visit the country and they had some interviews. For example, the Gref, which
they don't need an invitation. They can go there and
especially I know this because this is true. Especially some Spanish speakers, influencers. This is true. I want to say that.
Yeah.
I'm a journalist. I know how to live with this.
Hello, Ambassador. Thank you very much for your speak. Maybe a little personal story. I was traveling through El Salvador 3 years ago.
Oh, really?
For 3 weeks. I was traveling the Panamericana, and I can just agree to what you said, the hospitality and how I was walking outside in the middle of the night in many places there, and I never felt insecure or something. I was stunned how happy the people also were that tourists are finally back in their country, and that was very, very, very cool to see. But I just wanted to mention maybe a little critical aspect or notion. I've read that around 20,000 people are imprisoned in big prisons in El Salvador without having ever any process. What are your notions about that? Many human rights organizations are criticizing how directly and strong the punishments were, and how many people were imprisoned in a very, very short time period. What is your notion about that?
Yes, this is a question that we always receive, and I can.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay, and I can give you the answer that our president always gives, because I've been working also a very long time, for a lot of years, for the Foreign Service. And I know that all these organizations of human rights always put the finger in such kind of situations. But I asked the human rights organization, where were they when our citizens were being killed, and raped, and stored, and burned alive?
Yeah.
Where were they? Why they didn't fight and struggle for the human rights of our population, of our people, innocent people? Why do they care always for the criminals that have killed dozens of persons in El Salvador? Do you know that the gangs members that are in the Secot have killed about 80,000 Salvadorians, innocent Salvadorians? Where are the human rights of these 80,000 people? Nobody say nothing. They have millions of dollars to see the human rights. Why? Why only for the human rights of the criminals and the murderers and the killers? Where are the human rights of the good people, the workers, the kids that were murdered, raped? So he always says, being mercy to the guilty is being cruel to the innocents. So if you ask me why, he says, they ask me, why do they receive just only beans and rice to eat? What do you think does our population eats every day? The same. Should they pay more taxes to give the criminals that kill their kids to eat them chicken? So, no. The president says, I'm going to stand up for the human rights of the innocent people, for the innocent workers, families that have lost a lot of relatives, in this decades of violence, and they are receiving, I would say, care. They have a home, they have to eat, they are having their process, being there. If these organizations can prove me that these people, or the people, I don't want to say that I don't dare to say that those people that are in prison are innocent. Have you seen the files? Have you seen the cases one by one? No, me neither.
Yeah.
But those organizations, they think they have all the files. Have they seen the files? To say that all the people that are in prison are innocent? And to the international community, the president has offered them, if you want to take these angels, you can take them and try to rehabilitate them in your country. And if you want, you can try to insert them in your society to see if they are really innocent and good people. But if you're not going to do something to fix the problem that we have over decades, what are you talking about? So there are a lot of, our authorities are working to give them a fair process. We have a penitentiary system that offers the people that have not killed, because the people that murder, kill, rape, and make major things, they have to pay. They have to pay. So, and for each life they took away, not just for one crime, for all of them.
It's called poetic justice. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and for the ones that are in prison because they commit minor delicts, they are receiving. I don't know if you have the opportunity to see people, workers in yellow, dressed in yellow. They are doing the furniture for the schools. They are making the uniforms for the hospitals, for the schools. They are reparating and restoring all the things they destroyed when they were outside. And for every day they work, they receive 2 days of the penalty less. So the people that we think they have a chance to integrate, to be part of the society again, because they haven't killed people, they are being prepared to be part of the society. In the prison, we have now an orchestra. We have people working in different areas in the agro industry, in the manufacturing industry. There is a project to help them to be again part of the society. But for the people for all the terrorists that are in the Sekot, they have to pay sometimes 100 years of so if you are talking about this, I'm so sorry. I think, as the president says, God can give them pardon, but in the earth they have to pay for this damage they made to the society and the whole country. So, thank you.
In 5 seconds, I love one sentence that Bukele said. I can disagree or agree with him because I am not the left or the right. I think this is already gone time ago. You need to support different ideas, not one party.
Yes.
But I love one sentence that he said. He said, the human rights are for those who respected the human rights.
Yeah.
If you don't respect the human rights, they don't apply to you anymore.
Yeah.
Thank you, Esteban. And we would like to congratulate El Salvador for really the amazing transformation, which is starting at the decision of the government, and we look forward to getting more information thereafter, and I'm sure that the tangible investments and all the partnerships that are coming to the country will show to all the hesitant one to continue. So congratulations again.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. So maybe we will now, thank you very much.